So now we are going to discuss about the functional elements of a municipal solid waste system. So municipal solid waste is nothing but the solid waste which is resulting of the human and animal activities. The thing which is discarded as unwanted or useless material in the solid form. It may contain inorganic or organic waste materials. So, in the earlier section, we have discussed about the sources and composition of the municipal solid waste, and the when it is this is the flow diagram which indicates the six functional elements of the municipal solid waste system are the generation, storage, collection, transfer and transport, processing and recovery. Then final one is disposal of solid waste. Here the generation indicates nothing but once the solid waste is generated, so then it should be stored properly, then it is collected as early as possible, because it may contain the biodegradable matter, and which cause the pungent smell and nuisance to the environment. So it should be collected as early as possible and transferred to the transfer station, and it is transported to the disposal site or for the processing or recovery purpose. So the first one is generation of the waste. First element is generation. Then these are the factors affecting the generation rate of the municipal solid waste. First one is the source reduction. So by means of the total quantity of waste by in the source itself, we have to reduce by reusing the materials as early that is as possible. Then geographic location. Okay, so different climatic conditions of the various areas implies as the quantity of waste generated. Then season of the year. So in various seasons the quantity may vary. Next one is frequency of collection. So once in a day, or once in twice in a day. Likewise we are collecting the waste. So if we collect the waste once in 2 days, then the amount of waste is less compared to the collection of daily collection. Okay, so next one is per capita income. So the high per capita income, that is the income of the person definitely increase the quantity of waste generated, because the people having more income will discard more things than the poorer one. Next one is legislation. If you cast the waste generated, then the amount of waste produced by them will be automatically lesser. Then the population increase and characteristics of the population, that is day by day the population is getting increased in number, and automatically it increases the population produce the waste. Next one is public attitude. We have to change the public attitude by implementing the rules and regulations, and for the proper usage of the material, and for its disposal, for recycling the thing which is required, and by to reduce the quantity of the solid waste. Next one is size of households and population density. So these are the things which the factors affecting the solid waste generation rate. Next one is storage. It's a key function of the functional element. So the collection of waste, before collecting the waste from its source, it should be stored in a proper way. So here the collecting bins, smaller bins, and used in the home, and it may be metal or cardboard. Okay, so and in the streets. Okay, so in the streets containing more than 20 or 30 houses, the waste produced from that area has been collected in a large storage bins. Okay, so it may be metal or the plastic container. Okay. Next, the commercial and the institutional waste also collected in the storage bins, and the stored in the collected there is a storage bins for the collection purpose. Next, the storage, the waste stored in the municipal and industrial and institutional waste should be collected as early as possible because of the biodegradability of the solid waste. If it contains more amount of biodegradable waste like food matter, food materials, which will be higher in municipal and there is a in residential and commercial sources. So it may leads to the degradation, fast degradation, and it change the nature of the waste immediately. The collection of waste, which includes the gathering of waste and it is transferred to the transfer station if the disposal site is situated out of the city. Okay, so the from the collection point to the disposal site, the distance is very more. Then the transfer station is placed in between, and the waste is collected. The collected waste transferred to the transfer station, and from there it is transported to the disposal site or the processing plant. So after the processing takes place, then it is disposed by the any optable, that is a disposal method. Here the transfer station is nothing but the intermediate station where the waste for from the smaller vehicles are transferred and to the larger one. Sometimes in some places the processing and recovery of the recyclable and reusable material has been taken place in the transfer station itself. So the collection depends upon the number of containers and frequency of the collection and the types of the collection routes and services. Here the types of collection systems are hauled container system and a stationary container system. Here in the hauled container system, the collected waste hauled to the disposal site, that is transferred to the disposal site and emptied and returned to the original location. But in stationary container system, the container used to store in the waste water remains in the point of generation. Okay, so when it is accept the other location to be the emptied. So the number of collection vehicles needed for the community is calculated by using this formula. So if we know the number of households and number of collections per week and number of working days, the waste is collected. Next one is the collected waste is transferred. Here the transfer of waste from small collection vehicles narrow lanes to the larger one at the transfer station. So these are the factors included in designing the transfer station or transfer operation capacity and the types of equipments which is used for and accessories and the environmental requirements. Then processing and recovery. So the processing is required for the purpose to alter the physical and chemical characteristics of the waste because of the waste containing energy. So the way we can see the waste as energy. Okay, there is a resource. So the resource recovered from the waste and it can be recycled or reused. So these are the on-site processes which is used to segregate the waste, and the processes are screening, shredding, magnetic separation and air classification. So in the screenings we use the thermal screen, vibrating screen and disc screens. So screens is used to screen the solid waste based on its size, and shredder is nothing but it convert the whole thing into a pieces. Then magnetic separation. Here these are the separators used for the magnetic separation. Then air classification. So the cyclone separators and all the thing are used for this type of air classification. Here recycling, recovery and reuse so is differ. Okay, because the collection of materials like glass, plastic, and these are the things which is collected, that is segregated from the solid waste, can be used as a raw material for any new product. So that is called as recycling. Reuse is nothing but the collected, that is segregated um, material from the solid waste can be used as without altering its physical form, is called reuse. Okay, so and the next one is recovery. Recovery is nothing but the waste segregated from the solid waste. Okay, so used, converted into another source to get the energy from it. Okay, so this is the difference between the recycling, reuse, and recovery. So the operations involved in the recycling process are hand sorting, air separation, magnetic separation, screening, inertial separation, flotation, and electrostatic separation, and dewatering and filtration. So these are the methods of sorting the solid waste. It may be segregated at source, and the it's divided into recycle. It comes under the category recyclable dry waste, organic fractions, inert and debris, and hazardous waste. The biomedical waste and heavy metals comes under the hazardous waste, and the low there is a the construction waste or comes under the inert and debris, and the biological treatment is required for the organic waste. It may contain more amount of organic, that is biodegradable matter, so it may be brought to the disposal side, that is processing, like composting, vermicomposting, and for the production of biogas and landfill gases. So next one is recyclable waste. So recyclable means it may be comes under combustible and non-combustible. Combustible matters can be used for fuel as for many purposes to recover the energy, and the non-combustible material may be used as raw material in various industries. Next one is disposal of solid waste. It is the last key point, that is functional element of the solid waste management system. So this is in the disposal of solid waste, the processing of the waste also done, and the treatment has been done by means of composting, and it is disposed by the following methods, that is incineration, sanitary landfill, gasification, and by means of pyrolysis. So these are the available disposal method for the solid waste.